Hello, beautiful Rebel Hearts. Thank you for joining me today. I have actually been drawn to my couple of my affirmation decks and wanted to see what just came up, because I think a lot of times we go through life and we don't even realize that we have some hidden limiting belief or something in us that keeps us from really stepping into and living that life that we want. So we're just going to roll with this and see what comes up. I'm going to split the decks, I think. Let's do it this way. Alright. So this says, when I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. That is a good one. And this is actually something that I have been working on myself, because when we're moving towards what we want, we tend to see what we don't have in getting there. And so when we can stop and when we can appreciate what's around us, what's in our lives, what we do have, then that attitude and that energy of gratitude actually attracts more. And so when we step into being grateful for what's here, even though we're on our way to something different, something bigger, something better, whatever it may be, then we really position ourselves and set ourselves up energetically to receive that better, to receive that more. And so when we are moving into a future of abundance, when we're moving into a future of change, we want to go into it with that attitude of gratitude. The attitude of gratitude, that's what we want to do, because that opens that space for abundance. Because when we're moving forward with the energy of lack, with an energy of I don't have, I can't get it, or even I need, then we're going to attract the wrong things. We're not going to attract the things that we're wanting and that we're needing in order to move in the way that we want. And so having that gratitude for what we have really opens that space. So I want to read this again. It says, when I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. And so that does allow you to feel good as you keep moving forward. All right, another one here. There's no such thing as a mistake. Everything happens in divine order. I am being guided to learn and to grow. This is great, especially when we are moving forward to that future of where we want to go versus where we're at. When we understand that there's no mistake, that regardless of what we're doing, if we step out and we fall flat on our face and we're like, oh my God, I'm such a failure, then right there we've stopped ourselves. We've blocked ourselves. We are preventing ourselves from moving forward. But when we can look at that face plant as a lesson, as an experience to learn from, then we can move forward. Then we can keep going. Because when we perceive mistakes as there's something wrong with us, or I can't, or whatever those other limiting thoughts are, then we're going to stay stuck. We're going to stay in that space of not being able to move, not being able to go forward into our dreams, into our desires. And so when we understand that even when we make mistakes, even when we have those faulty steps, even when we fall flat on our butt and we're like, what the heck is going on here? There is a divine element in that. There's lessons to be learned. There's things to be had from that. And so this kind of goes into also that concept of seeing the silver lining in everything. So when we really bring this together, when we're trying to make change in our life, when we're trying to move towards something else, whether it's our own personal transformation or a dream job or whatever it may be, when we are grateful for what is in our lives, for what's around us, for who we are, even in ourselves, for being grateful for ourselves and all that's there within us, we can look at our mistakes and we can look at those faulty steps, if you will, as lessons. It's like, well, kind of like, I think it was, I don't remember who. Anyways, you can make a million and one mistakes and look at them and say, well, I know a million and one ways of how not to do it. And so seeing it from that perspective, seeing it as a lesson, seeing it as something to learn from, can help keep you moving forward. And so when you come across those situations where you make that mistake or you make that faulty step and you stop, when you stop moving, dig into your beliefs. What are your underlying core beliefs saying? Is it saying, I can't do this? Is it saying, I'm not enough? I don't have what it takes? Because we have to look at what those underlying beliefs are. And when we can bring awareness to how we react to things, how we respond to situations in our life, whether we're coming at it with a gratefulness of, man, this might suck, but I'm thankful that I learned this lesson. We, in that sort of conscious response, we can see that there is a confidence within us, that there is that ability to see that, okay, we made a mistake, we messed up, but we got this. We can keep going. It's all right. We're good. But when we hit that point to where we feel like we are just completely stuck in the mud, when we fall down in that rabbit hole and we just feel like life is completely against us and we can't win and we can't do anything, dig in. Look underneath those layers. What is that core belief saying? Are you believing that you just don't have what it takes? Are you believing that you're not enough? Are you believing that, your dreams and desires are just not meant for you? Because when we identify those beliefs that block us, those limiting beliefs, then we can choose to change them. We can choose to say, okay, this is a belief that I don't want anymore. This is the belief that is keeping me in a place that I don't want to be in. So I'm going to change it. And when you actively take charge and decide to change that belief, then you can move forward differently. And this is where positive affirmations come in. So some people really poo-poo the positive affirmations while others are all about them. And so the reality with positive affirmations is that they work when you align your core belief with that affirmation. So if you genuinely believe, I'm not enough, then saying something like, everything happens in divine order, that there's no such thing as a mistake, isn't really going to mean anything. It's not going to change anything in your subconscious. It's not going to move anything because your core belief is not aligned with the truth of who you are. And so when we align our beliefs with the affirmations, with those positive statements, saying, okay, I am going to appreciate everything that's around me because I know that in that it's going to draw more to me, then that works, then it works. And so really looking at these things and saying, okay, how do I want to go about this? How do I want to move forward? Because it is a choice. And that's where our power lies. Our power lies within our choice. And when we choose to move forward in gratitude, when we choose to look at mistakes as lessons, as divine tools, if you will, then we're going to keep going. We're going to keep moving, and we're going to keep evolving and changing into our higher selves, into the best versions of us in each moment, in each day. And in that, we can bring about a new future for ourselves. The past does not dictate the future. And so as you choose to take action today to think positively, to look at your life situations and your circumstances in a higher perspective, then you're going to shift how tomorrow comes about. And so the only thing that we have control over is right now in this moment. And so when we choose in this moment to move in love versus fear, then tomorrow can bring about the energy of love versus fear. And so if we continue to live in fear, we're just going to keep reproducing more fear. This all comes out in layers. It doesn't happen overnight. But I really like these ones. Move forward with gratitude. Understand that everything around you is worthy of that gratitude. And knowing that you're here to learn, that you're here to grow, and that your mistakes are not failures, they're lessons. So I hope you got something good from that, and I thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a beautiful day.